Do you feel any added pressure going into the last
I
year
don't,
of your
because I mean, I
contract?
think as a coach, you really, every year is this. I mean, it's the same.
Especially without a running back, Mina. I mean, without a solid running game to help Dak Prescott.
Personally, I've been in this spot. This will be the third time, and it's worked out. I'm not really concerned about it.
Is it possible there could be even more drama and more pressure there in Dallas? I don't know. Dallas has signed one free agent from another team to an NFL deal, just one. That would be linebacker Eric Hendricks. Adam Schefter had a chance to speak with their head coach Mike McCarthy at the owners' meetings earlier today.
And I just got one more thing to say. How about them Cowboys?
What's going on, Cowboy Nation and Angry Cowboy fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan, bringing you yet another video on the confusion that is our Dallas Cowboys. So if you're DC for life and want to help this channel grow even more, hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Everyone's wondering what the Dallas Cowboys are up to during this current offseason. While a lot of teams are making moves to better their team, Jerry and Stephen Jones are sitting on their hands waiting for the leftovers of free agency to show themselves. During this offseason, Cowboys Nation has not heard too much from the Cowboys head coach, Mike McCarthy. Until now. During a segment on ESPN's NFL Live, Adam Schefter caught up with the head coach Mike McCarthy during the owners' meeting about a number of topics, including the Cowboys' inactive offseason and Dak Prescott leading this team into the future. So we're going to take a listen to the clips that I got for you, and then we're going to come back and unpack my Raw and Uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen.
Mike, what's it been like for you to sit back this offseason and watch the New York Giants add players, the Washington Commanders add players, and the Philadelphia Eagles add players?
Well, I have a lot of experience in not being active in veteran free agency, so I guess it doesn't bother me as much. But no, I think it's like anything, and it really is. I mean, you're working on your roster 365 days a year, and that's always been a reality. And I think as a coach, I've really always focused on the guys I know are going to be there in the off-season program, because you really do have a chance to improve as a football team. I'm a big believer in a second and third year jump. We have some young players. We got some guys coming back off of IR that were young players that we're excited about. So we are definitely improving. We're just not part of the free agent market right now.
So is that what Cowboys fans can hang their hat on, the fact that there are guys coming back that are going to be getting better, because people keep waiting for the Cowboys to make moves?
Well, I think that, and also there's a lot left. So it's you'll probably have a market right before the draft or post-draft, and then you got your June 1st market, and obviously we'll have another draft class. So I have great confidence in our roster.
Mike McCarthy is right. We, as Cowboys Nation, have a lot of experience not being active in free agency. I've said this before. We got our hopes up while interpreting what Jerry Jones meant by all in. Cowboys Nation automatically assumed that Jerry was going to make all these illustrious acquisitions during free agency while not paying attention to the Dallas Cowboys patterns when it comes to said free agency. It seems as if I, and I'll speak for myself, allowed the 4- and 3-letter network's chaos to infect my mind. In this second clip that I got for you, Adam Schefter asked Mike McCarthy about Dak Prescott and his contract situation. So we're going to take a listen to that, and then we're going to come back and talk about it, all right? So, go ahead and take it away, Adam.
Where is everything with Dak right now? Jerry's talked about this team going as far as Dak will take him. Dak restructured his contract, but it doesn't seem like there's been a lot of progress for an extension. Where is he at as we get ready for another season for the Dallas Cowboys?
I mean, Dak is he's a machine. He's so diligent in his off-season prep. So he's already started his process. But yeah, he's just getting ready to to perform and connect with the with the young players. I think it's just the landscape of how we have to train in the off season. It's important for your quarterback to have those private workouts and things like that. So that's really where his mind is. It's just really how can we improve in year 2 of our offense. And at the end of the day, we need to be a better complementary football team. When the defense isn't going well, the offense needs to pick up for them, and no difference when the offense isn't going well, the defense has to pick up for them. And, I think if you look at our last game, there wasn't a whole lot of complementary football going on.
If that wasn't a political response, then I don't know what is. I also think that it was an appropriate response by Big Mike. I'm going to tell you what I know and not speculate on things that I don't know. I don't think Jerry and Stephen Jones includes Mike McCarthy in on any of the contract negotiations with Dak Prescott. Big Mike knows about his prep and his work ethic, and that's what he spoke about. I can honestly respect that answer, because why elaborate on something you have no idea about? To sound like you know everything? Nope. Just talk about the things that you know about and keep the rest for Dak and Jerry. Now on to the last clip that I got for you. It's of Mina Kimes talking about the current state of the Dallas Cowboys, their needs in the draft, and Dak Prescott's future with America's team. So let's take a listen to what she had to say, and then we're going to come back and unpack my Raw and Uncut. All right, Cowboys Nation, let's take a listen.
He doesn't seem worried, Mike McCarthy, about the lack of activity during the free agency period. What do you think is their most pressing need at this point?
It's the same need that I mentioned for every other team in the NFC East, and that's the offensive line. With Tyron Smith moving on, Tyler Biadasz. Yes, Tyler Smith, who they drafted not that long ago, can play left tackle. But we're talking about a major transition and a line that has really been the strength of this Cowboys team for years. They've been very good at drafting and developing players, but because of the lack of activity in free agency, I think there's a lot of pressure to hit on a lineman in the draft. Similarly, I would say, they need more help at wide receiver. In addition, obviously, Michael Gallup's gone. They still got CeeDee Lamb, who's fantastic, and they're going to have to pay. But you saw at times during games, Brandon Cooks wasn't quite the secondary option that they had hoped for. So you hear Jerry Jones talk about Dak, and there's pressure on him to perform and earn that next contract. But candidly, I'm not sure they're putting Dak in a great position this year to perform. And if I was a Cowboys fan, I'd be questioning some of the decisions they've made.
I love when Mina Kimes is on ESPN. She is such a breath of fresh air when it comes to our ladies commentating on the sport that we love so much. She is not pessimistic like Joy Taylor and doesn't have those occasional hot takes like Kimberly Martin. She is objective and 100% real every time she's on the screen, and I love it. It's not just with the Dallas Cowboys. It's also with any other team that they ask her to give her expert opinion on. So she's not pro-Cowboy. She is pro-knowledge of football. Y'all ready for my Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Mina Kimes commented on something that I fear to this day. The Dallas Cowboys are not setting Dak Prescott up for success this upcoming season. I know a lot of people have their thoughts on Dak and him not being the quarterback that can get us to a Super Bowl, but not one quarterback in the NFL can lead their team to a Super Bowl without the help of their front office. Each year, the Dallas Cowboys go into free agency and make little to no moves at all. When they do make moves, it's for bargain bin players. We, as Cowboys Nation, expect Dak Prescott or any quarterback that comes to this team to go out there and make lemonades out of lemons. People want to allow Dak Prescott to walk and move forward with another quarterback, but you don't realize that the front office of the Dallas Cowboys will do the exact same thing to the next quarterback that comes to our team. They will place all the pressure on them to get the job done with less, and then when they can't get the job done, they want to start slandering and have Cowboys Nation doing the slandering as well for negotiation tactics. I'm not going to go into a deep dive into my tinfoil hat conspiracy theory on this video. That's actually going to be in the next episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, so make sure you tune into that when I release it. But I feel that Jerry and Stephen Jones is setting Dak Prescott up to get his contract numbers down. We're going to go into this season with their hopes of Dak not getting it done with who they give him and tell him he needs to take less in order to get this team more players, even though they didn't do that when Dak Prescott was on his rookie deal. It's funny how a lot of people see what the Jones family is up to when it comes to this team, but there's still those same people in Cowboys Nation pushing the Jones agenda. There will be some content creators who also push the Jones agenda, continuously talking down about our quarterback even though he is doing the best that he can with what little he has to work with, all in the name of saving some cash. Cash that Cowboys Nation dumps into this team every single year. Dak Prescott's individual stats speak for themselves. I don't have to go over them because we all are aware of what they are. He is statistically better than almost every quarterback that the Dallas Cowboys have had in the past. The only thing that he doesn't have is the Super Bowl on his resume, and the way the Joneses are treating him, I don't know if he will ever be able to obtain that ultimate prize with this organization. So, with all the Dak haters thinking it's Dak Prescott holding this team back from a Super Bowl, stop and take a look at what the Jones family doesn't do for this team. Stop and take a look at the Jones family not making moves when they're absolutely necessary. It's not the team will go as far as Dak takes us. It's the team will go as far as the front office wants them to. And with little to no movement to add to this team, it's not only Dak Prescott that will fall to this fate. It's going to be any quarterback that tries to lead America's team. This has been your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What did you think about what Mike McCarthy and Mina Kimes had to say? Do you think Dak should be able to get it done with whoever the front office gives him, or should the Joneses put more into this team to ensure success? Let's have that conversation in the comment section. If you're digging the content and want to help this channel reach even more Dallas Cowboy fans, hit that like button. If you're DC for life and want the Jones family to care about winning like you do, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you can stay notified whenever I go live or whenever I release a video. It is not realistic for people to think that a quarterback should be able to win the ultimate prize without the help of their front office. It takes activity in free agency, the draft, and acquisitions before the trade deadline to get pieces. It takes money to get players that are better than average to have a better outcome during the season. This has been your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out.